Morning, everyone. Mega Ruler 31 here from FSI DFS. Going to do a really quick breakdown of there's going to be a 4-game early slate on Wednesday, May 26th, starting at 1:10 p.m. So it's going to breeze through the games and give you a couple of lineup ideas, and then I'm going to go and start to break down the afternoon slate, and we'll have that as or the evening slate actually, and we'll have that as a separate video. So first game up, we have the Baltimore Orioles playing Minnesota. Nice. Looks like there's no weather concerns today. Um, that game, we have 13-mile-per-hour wind blowing out to right field. Looks like temperatures are going to be rather cool, like maybe like 58 degrees, but could heat up a little bit more during game time. So I think the ball's going to fly, but it's not like it's a super hot summer day. Anyways, Lopez for Baltimore could possibly be one of the worst pitchers on the slate, so definitely not going to touch him. Pineda is coming back off of IL. I'm really hesitant on him. He seems like maybe there's something wrong. That's why he did go on IL. Was the reason that he has struggled recently. So it was an abscess that was on his thigh, and hopefully he's all right. The couple of games before that, he was only in the teens for DK points. He had 126 point DK game, but really hasn't been anything super exciting. So I actually kind of like the Orioles as a contrarian stack today, but I definitely like the Minnesota bats against Lopez. I think they're going to be my favorite stack on the slate. They have a 5.28 total, and they're a negative 200 favorite. Next game is going to be St. Louis Cardinals against the Chicago White Sox, and that game has an 8 total. Carlos Rendon is on the hill for the White Sox, and I think that he's probably the top pitcher on the slate. He's just been having a really good season. I know St. Louis throws out primarily a righty lineup, but I think he is a really good pitcher, and that he's going to completely shut them down today. They only have a 3.3 total. So, if he gets around those big bats of Goldschmidt and Arenado, who have struggled at times this year, I think, he's got like huge K upside. I think he's going to be a really good choice there. Gant on the other side, he's been okay from time to time. The White Sox have struggled recently. They haven't been hitting a lot. They're much better against left-handed pitching than right-handed pitching. They only have a couple left-handed bats with like Eaton and Mancada, and Grandal seem to be better switch hitters against right-handers than lefties. But I don't think I really like the bats on either side of this game. Like I said, the White Sox, really, I played them a couple times. I thought they were in really good spots and really haven't done anything. I mean, it's a 4-game slate, so anything goes here. I think, if you are stacking teams and playing, a 20 max or something, definitely both are in play. Anything could happen here, but I really like Carlos Rodon as pitcher. I think Gant is a sneaky GPP if you're not playing Rendon, if you trust Pineda, and then not touching St. Louis bats and not really looking at the White Sox bats too hard here. So next up, we have Seattle and Oakland. I really like this Oakland pitcher, Capriel Lelian. He has been solid his first couple of starts, and they've been against decent teams. He played against the Angels in Boston. I know Angels have been banged up, and Boston's not the same Boston, but he put up 21 DK points in his first outing and 23 points. He's getting some strikeouts. I think he's definitely against the Seattle lineup. He is one that I'm definitely going to play a lot today as my SP2. I'm going to pair him with Rondon. Some sites have Duggar and other sites have Flexen. Starting for Seattle, I really don't care who it is. I like some of these Oakland bats definitely against them. No matter who is pitching there, I prefer more of the left-handed ones than the right-handed ones, obviously. So Seattle bats, I'm not really interested in anybody against this pitcher. I mean, you can always play Seager, Crawford, Clinic, some of the left-handed guys, but again, not really going to go there. And the final game is the Los Angeles Angels, not the Lakers. I just watched them come back to tie the series 1-1, so a little bit excited about that. But anyways, we're in baseball. So it's the Angels against the Texas Rangers. Dane Dunning's been okay as a pitcher so far this season. Griffin Cannon, he's been up and down. He's had some really good games. He's had some really bad games. So I actually really like a Texas stack here. I think I see good things for them happening. I think this is going to be a bad Griffin Cannon game. You have the ball going out about 10 miles per hour to left field, 76 degrees. It's going to be warm this afternoon there. So I like Lowe, and Garcia is like kind of quietly has like 15 home runs this season. He's having a really good season. He's only 3.7. I know he does have the split advantage, but he's just been hitting the ball really well. And Gallows, so I think, looking maybe 1 through 5 here, or maybe drop maybe one of the top 2 guys and to build with another stack. And then the Angels on the other side, I don't really like a full stack here, but Upton really seems still too cheap. Iglesias leading off hasn't been bad. Ohtani hit another home run last night, just like he's having a phenomenal season. Rendon is a good hitter. So that's pretty much where I'm going. So like I said, let's pull up DK here and look. So I'm really looking for my favorite pairing is going to be Rendon and the Oakland pitcher. We'll just call him Cap. And then looking at some Minnesota bats. So the bats that I want to get in, I haven't seen the order, but it looks like Areza is going to lead off. He can field second or outfield. Second place isn't really. I think the most shallowest positions, say, are kind of catcher and shortstop. So I think in a lot of my lineups, I'm just going to plug in the Orioles there. Cisco and Galvis. They're the cheaper ones. Andrus is probably usually the cheapest. I know he had a couple good games recently, but he's had a lot of zeros, so I just don't trust him for shortstop. And there's really nobody else that I really like in shortstop. So I'm going to play a lot of Galvis there. Polanco is playing for Minnesota, and he fits the shortstop, but just looking at his scores recently, like he just doesn't excite me. I think he's way overpriced. I know Minnesota has the highest total and everything, and I get it if you put it in the stack, but I'm not going there. And for catcher, like I said, I'd rather pay down for Butera from Arizona for the Angels. Sorry, early morning here. Or Cisco, like I said, he's at mid price. Or then, I'm not looking to really pay a lot for catcher here. Like Garver, I think if he's higher up in the order, maybe I'd consider him for Minnesota, but they currently have batting 7th. So in my stack, he doesn't fit. But if you do go Polanco and play like a lower stacks, get some more correlation there, I'd be okay with that. Just Heim is also kind of interesting for Texas. He's only 2.5, and you could do like a nice wraparound stack because, like I said, I like Texas against Canning. So in these builds, like I said, going cheap catcher and probably Galvis at shortstop. So Minnesota bats I'm going to take are Areza, Donaldson, Kirilloff, and then Kepler. So those are going to be the core 4. And then you just need to decide, do you go Sano at first base? Do you pay up a catcher for Garver? Do you put Polanco in your lineup? So how are you going to go there and build your lineup? Maybe if you're looking for a cheap shortstop, you throw Simmons in if he's batting 9th and do the wraparound stack thing. So there's a lot of options to go there. And I said, again, Minnesota's my favorite cash stack. So get 4 or 5 in there, throw in some value pieces that I just talked about, and go with Cap or Rendon as your pitcher. Another stack I like I said, I like the A's. So with them, I would definitely take Olsen, lefty, against the righty Flexen. Brown also. Canna. Laureano is 6'2". He's so expensive, but if you look at his box score, he really hasn't done much the last couple of days. It seems like Canna has much better. He's at 7 DK points, 5 DK points, 0 DK points, 11 DK points. He had a 31 there, but then he had a 2 and a 0. So only 2 games in the last 2, 4, 6, 7 games have been over like 10 DK points. And in the last 10 games, he's had 2 in the 30s, but it's been 5, 7, 34, 0, 2, 31, 11, 0, 5, 7. to pay 62 for him, I don't know if I'd want that. I might just play 4 A's and then play like put another stack with them. So I don't know if I want to go completely there, but so the other thing too is looking if you're going to play Chapman at third. He hasn't been as erratic, but he's had a couple string of some cold games too. He hasn't been hitting the ball super great either recently, so I'm kind of weary about putting him in the stack. His games recently have been 3, 4, 6, 2, 0, 0. So 2, 4, 6. In the last 6 games, he's been below really 6 DK points is his highest. So could he snap out of it today? Absolutely. It could happen, but I would rather play somebody like maybe just throw Donaldson in there in the Minnesota matchup, and you have like a much better option there. Potentially maybe throw Lowry in at second base, but it might be better just to go erase a Donaldson over those two. And then that gives you an option in outfield if you don't want to play Laureano, throw Ohtani there, who's a little bit cheaper, and then you can pay up a catcher. So gives you some options in the build there if you're going with the Oakland one. Like I said, I also like going with Baltimore as a stack. So unfortunately, if you stack Baltimore, it takes up your whole outfield because I really want Mullins, Santana, Stewart. I guess Stewart would be the flex one, but he's the one that has like the split advantage. Galvis and Mancini, I think that's like 1 through 5. With that, you can throw in like some White Sox. You can throw in some Minnesota. You can throw in the middle of the Oakland stack. So there's some options there. And then finally, like I said, I like Texas as a build for GPPs. And there, I would probably take Lowe, Solak, Gallo, and Garcia. I don't know if I'd take a third guy or a fifth guy if you want like a cheap one. Like I said, you could put Andrews in to get the wraparound stack, but I'd rather maybe throw in like an Angels mini stack with them, and that works out nice with the positions you have open. So like I said, just to kind of recap today, Minnesota is the best offense out there. Like Oakland also, I think Baltimore and Texas could be sneaky. Not so high on the White Sox and the Cardinals. Rendon's my favorite pitcher. Cap from Oakland is my SP2. Pineda is out there. I don't know if I trust him. Maybe if he got whatever he got taken off of his leg is going to help him pitch better. And it is a good matchup against the Orioles, but I don't think I'm going there. And I think a lot of people are going to play Griffin Cannon against Texas. And I think that's a trap because I think this is going to be one of his bad games. So this wraps up the early slate. Thanks for watching. Give us some comments below. If you have any questions, reach out to me on MegaRuler31 on Twitter, or like I said, in the comments below. Please give us a like, share this video. It just helps us continue to give you this free content and make it possible. So thank you for watching, and stay tuned a little bit later today and we'll release our main slate video.